Hello, welcome to lesson 12.1 on solids. We have four learning goals today. We're going to identify three-dimensional shapes according to faces, edges, and vertices. Three-dimensional or solid figures have length, width, and height. Many three-dimensional figures can be described, classified, and analyzed by their faces, edges, and vertices, and many everyday objects closely approximate standard geometric solids. So when we're talking about solids, we're talking about three-dimensional geometric shapes. We have some vocabulary words today. A three-dimensional shape is a solid with length, width, and height. A cube is a solid with faces that are all squares. A face is the flat side of a three-dimensional shape. An edge is the line on a three-dimensional shape. A vertex is a corner on a three-dimensional shape. And vertices is the plural for vertex, the corners on three-dimensional shapes. Go ahead and write down your learning goals and your vocabulary, and when you're done writing all of this down, you can turn the video back on and go on with the lesson. Oh, we have more vocabulary. We have a prism, a three-dimensional shape that shows two bases that are parallel and the same size and shape. A cylinder has two circle-sized bases and a long center. A cone has a circle base and a pointed vertex at one end, and a pyramid has a triangle or a rectangle base and a pointed vertex at one end. So here's an explanation of solids. So what is a solid figure? A three-dimensional shape or solid takes up space. One solid is the cube. It has flat, polygon-shaped surfaces called faces. All the faces of a cube are squares. Faces meet along segments called edges, and the edges meet at points called vertices. The singular of vertices is vertex. So here we have a cube. This is a geometric solid. And on each of these flat points, we have a face. So you can see here it says face because it's pointing to this flat point on the cube. And these edges, these corners, are vertices, and one corner is a vertex. And then the edge right here, all of these lines in here, and even the dotted lines in the back are called edges. So you can see a cube has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 edges. And then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vertices. All right, let's move on. Here we have some more of an explanation. So some solid figures have curved surfaces while others all have flat surfaces. The flat surfaces are faces. Curved surfaces, like in this cylinder, are not a face. The top and the bottom is a face because it's flat, but the side edge around is not a face because it's circular. So here we have a prism, which is a solid with two parallel bases that are the same size and shape, and faces that are parallelograms. So the opposite sides are parallel. A cylinder is a solid with two circular bases that are parallel and the same size and shape. A cone is a solid with one circular base. The points on this circle are joined to the point outside of the base. So here we have the circular base, and then here we have it coming up into one vertex. And then a pyramid is a solid with one base that is a polygon and whose other faces are triangles with a common vertex. So here we have a rectangular pyramid because the base is rectangular and then all of the edges come up to one point, which is a vertex. If this base was a triangle, we would have a triangular pyramid. Let's move on. Here's our first practice problem. Name the shape and give the numbers of vertices. So go ahead and pause this video and see if you can come up with the name of this shape as a solid and the number of vertices. When you think you have it, go ahead and turn the video back on and we'll check the problem together. Okay, so this shape is a cone. It's an ice cream cone, but the solid name is cone and it has one vertex. So your answer should be cone and it should have one vertex. Let's move on. Here we have practice problem number 2. Name this slide. Name this shape and tell the number of faces. So go ahead and pause this video, tell me what this shape is, and tell me how many faces it has. And when you're ready, turn this back on and we'll talk about it together. Okay, so this shape, its name is cylinder. It's a cylinder, and it has two faces, one face here and one face at the bottom. Remember, the circular part around it is not considered a face. So it has two faces, and it is a cylinder. Let's move on. All right, name this slide and tell the number of edges. So what is this shape? What is this solid? And how many edges does it have? That means how many lines does it have? Go ahead and pause this video and write your answer down. And when you think you have the correct answer, turn the video back on and we'll check it. This is a rectangular prism, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then in the back 8, 9, 10 along the back, 11, 12, 13 edges. So 4 on top, 4 on bottom. Oh, wait, 4, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm sorry, 12 edges. So a rectangular prism, 12 edges. Let's move on. All right, here's our challenge problem. Which solid has the fewest faces? So as you go back here and think of all of the solids that we talked about today, which solid do you think has the fewest faces? Come to school tomorrow with your answer and we'll talk about it in class. Thank you.